just think that the good news is that as more and more Americans come to understand what this is all about is a simple proposition. Who do you love? Who do you love? And will you be loyal to the person you love? And that's what people are finding out is what all marriages they're root are about. Whether they're marriages of lesbians or gay men or heterosexuals.
Is that what you believe now?
That's what I believe.
And you're comfortable with same-sex marriage now?
Look, I am Vice President of the United States of America. The President sets the policy. I am absolutely comfortable with the fact that men marrying men, women marrying women, and heterosexual men and women marrying women all are entitled to the same exact rights, all the civil rights, all the civil liberties. And quite frankly, I don't see much of a distinction beyond that.
In a second term, will this administration come out behind same-sex marriage, the institution of marriage?
I can't speak to that. I don't know the answer to that, but I can tell you...
It sounds like you'd like to see it happen, if that's what the president...
Well, the president continues to fight, whether it's don't ask, don't tell, or whether it is making sure across the board that you cannot discriminate. Look at the executive orders he's put in place. Any hospital that gets federal funding, which is almost all of them, they can't deny a partner from being able to have access to their partner's ill or making the call on whether or not they, it's just, this is evolving. And by the way, my measure, David, and I take a look at when things really begin to change, is when the social culture changes. I think Will and Grace probably did more to educate the American public than almost anything anybody's ever done so far. And I think the people fear that which is different. Now they're beginning to understand. They're beginning to understand that this as a base. I was speaking to a group of gay leaders in Los Angeles two weeks ago. And one gentleman looked at me in the question period and said, "Let me ask you, how do you feel about us?" And I had just walked into the back door of this gay couple, and there were their two adopted children. And I turned to the man who owned the house. I said, "What did I do when I walked in?" He said, "You walked right to my children."
Breaking news. American president in a video revealed 10 things Nigerians stand to lose if they don't legalize gay law in the country. Recently, the 46th President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has directed all United States ambassadors to push through for their host country to legalize gay. This law was first introduced by the 44th President of the United States of America, Barack Obama, which he implemented to some extent in some foreign countries. It has now resurfaced after the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, dropped the law throughout his period as a president. Now, without wasting further time, let's take a look at who and what countries around the world will lose if they fail to implement this law. Since the US is considered as the world power and as such, it makes them very rich in different aspects and can easily influence other poor or developing countries to yield to their demands. This usually comes in front of foreign aid. The United States, as it stands, is the most generous country in the world according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. So therefore, to continue receiving this aid from them, you will have to make and keep them happy. The US gives over $34.73 billion in foreign aid, making it the highest country in the charts. Also, most of the Nigerians' foreign aid comes from the United States. This will make us to be at the losing end if this law isn't implemented. So therefore, these are what Nigerian and other countries who receive aid from the US will stand to lose if they don't implement gay law. 1. Money. With our currently economic instability, the devaluation of Nigeria and the horrifying impact on our economic occasioned by COVID-19, we stand in despite the need of financial assistance. With this law not being implemented, the United States will cut all financial aid to Nigeria and equally stop other countries from rendering us help financially too. Food and supplies. Food is what everyone needs, the young and old, the poor and the rich as well. Considering the fact that it consumed mostly imported foods and our supplies are mostly from foreign countries, US in particular, not implementing this law would definitely bring us all famine and malnutrition. 3 is education. Education, they say, is the key. We all know how good and united states are in terms of quality education. Nigeria will be left behind on the latest in education if they don't implement this law. 4. Military assistance. Having the strongest military force in your back for their fight against Boko Haram and other related insurgencies in the country could be of big importance, but the United States could withdraw all its troops from the country with an order from the president if they refuse to, if this law is not being successfully implemented. 5. Healthcare. As a developing country, Nigeria needs help from other countries to keep the population safe and free from certain outbreak of some dangerous infections. This currently is being provided in the country, mainly the United States and other foreign countries. So, not signing this into law could definitely possibly cut this very important foreign aid and cause the general populace to rely on our local health system, which is in many ways so limited and most at times difficult to access and costly to get. The United States will send some relief from workers to help bring the affected place back to its former glory. Nigeria will lose its private and very important foreign contribution if this law is not legalized. 6. Humanitarian aid. Other privileges things Nigeria are losing and will lose are 7. Training service. This includes agricultural training, machines, and mechanical cultivations. 8. Peacekeeping. 9. Building modern infrastructure in the country. 10. Supply of medical equipment. So, my fellow Nigerians, what do you have to say about this and the statement of this president concerning gay law implementation in the country? Should we sideline our core religious and traditional value and or legalize this law? Or what we stand, or should we stand our ground and turn to ourselves to help and not from foreigners? All this listed below that if Nigerians refuse to implement the gay law, that they will lose a lot. It's all lies as far as I'm concerned. So that is all I have to say. I don't know what you have in mind. Yes, I think gay law should not be implemented in Nigeria. That is it. It should not. It should not. They can go to hell. When Russia was sanctioned, did they not survive, or is it Iran or Libya? Have they all dead? No. Necessity is the mouth. Yes, necessity is how I put it. Necessity is the mouth of others. So we can go to hell. Necessity is the mother of invention, and we can't because of money sells this country. Same sex is an abomination before God. So whatsoever that should give access to this shall incur definitely the wrath of God, because the Bible did not make it clear and did not say that this act should be implemented by Nigerians or in the world. So viewers, what is your take on this? Your comment concerning this news is very much important. Please don't hesitate to drop every of your comment down below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive notifications whenever we upload.